I think people shouldn't have to live in fear. The point of police is not to instill fear, but I think the point of police is to protect people, to have them not feel like fear. My name is Kasiem Walters. I'm a senior in high school, and I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn. East Flatbush is very diverse, many different people. You definitely have your crime, that's a part of it. But everybody's, everybody's together. Everybody's a unit. The first time I was stopped and frisked, I was about 13 years old. I was, of course, leaving my house on my way to school to pick up a friend. My friend lives about maybe a block and a half away from me. And I was walking up the block. I made the left on New York Avenue. I was just waiting outside. And then the cops just pulled up and they were like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I was like, "I'm waiting for my friend." And they was like, "He lives here." And I was like, "Yeah." They went through my book bag, threw my stuff on the ground and all that. They were just asking me questions, being rough with me, telling me where I'm gonna end up. "You wanna end up in jail?" And then they both became very aggressive, searching in my pockets, turning me around and pushing me, like forcing my legs open, like yanking me. So at that moment, I don't know, frightened, definitely frightened. Frightened and confused. The thing that changed for me first is the way I looked at police. I couldn't look at them the same. I remember, it was bad to a point where I got robbed. I didn't call the police. They scare you now, so they instill this fear in you, and then it forces you to have this mindset that you are a criminal. So you wake up now and you're like, am I gonna get stopped? Maybe I should wear something so I don't get stopped. Maybe I shouldn't wear a hoodie. If I see cops, it's like, should I cross the street? I don't want them to think I'm suspicious. Should I stay on the street and get harassed by them? And that's something that you shouldn't have to be paranoid about. I shouldn't have to be afraid of my commute. After that point of time, I've probably been stopped and frisked 7 times. I had a friend that was leaving the supermarket and he got stopped and frisked. I know friends that giving high fives to each other at bus stops and the cops stopped them thinking that they exchanged drugs. I had a friend coming home from football practice and he had his cleats on and stuff like that, and he was walking with a limp. So I guess because he was walking with a limp and he's a big guy, they assumed he got into some type of altercation and they stopped him. So it's just, the list goes on and on. This is what really made me realize this is not a going to school problem. This is a neighborhood problem. This is you're a young African-American male problem. This is a you're from East Flatbush problem. If it happens to you once, you probably won't get it. If it happens to you under a random circumstance, you won't get it. But you have to understand that there's people that have been stopped over 10 times. There are people that have been stopped over 20 times. And it's just something that it's dehumanizing. No one has to ever want to go through that, especially when it's done in public, when it's done in front of family members, when it's done in front of your own son or your own daughter or just your own friends. I think the police's job is to get to know us, to make us feel like we can go to them, to make us feel like when we see them, we don't have to walk across the street. When we see them, we can say, "What's up?" without them thinking we mean it sarcastically. When you look around, you should feel safer when you see a cop. You shouldn't feel like you're a target. And I think that's the main goal, is that we should feel like citizens of New York and not criminals.